ask you a very simple question. What is it that we human beings are really, really good at? And we find it really easy to do that thing. Think about it. I'll come back to you on that. So I'm Nidhi, proud mother of a young man, creator of my own life, an omnivore, a lifelong seeker, an educator, and your coach and companion. Welcome to my channel, Your Essence with Nidhi Sen. Wow, are you thinking what I just asked you about? So keep thinking. I'll share a little story in the meantime. So, a few years ago, a friend of mine called me and she kept complaining about how difficult it was for her to deal with her teenage son. All the problems she was facing, she just couldn't control his tantrums. She couldn't deal with, all his mood swings. She was finding it really, really difficult. And as we had that conversation, I kept telling her what she should do, what she shouldn't do. By the end of the whole conversation, the 1 hour that we spoke, I gave her a whole list of do's and don'ts. Tick, 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 tick. Okay, I was super happy about it. Wow. Nice, no? Oh, by the way, have you thought about the question I asked you? What is it that we humans can do very easily? Did you say giving advice? Oh yeah, that's exactly what I did with my friend. Giving advice. Giving advice comes so easily to each one of us. We're so good at giving it. And we are best when nobody asks for it. We give the best advice at that time. It's like a birthright, isn't it? A way to show how knowledgeable we are, a way to show our control and power in the other person's life, a way to show how much you know about the subject that we are talking about. Isn't it amazing? Are you also like that? Do you do that? Well, that's exactly what I did with my friend. She did not come to me asking for an advice, but I just kept on. And you know what? I used to do that often, but I was still not happy. So one side I was really happy telling them, bragging about my knowledge of the subject that I was giving advice on. But at the end of it, I was still unhappy. It's so confusing because, you know why? Because I was attaching myself to this whole process. I wanted my friends and family to follow that advice. If I'm giving you an advice, please follow it. And if they weren't following it, I would be troubled. It wasn't making me happy. Now that was something to think about. I didn't learn anything, by the way, out of it. Don't worry. And then one day I was reading a book. I came across a quote from the Dalai Lama. Not that I didn't know about it, but it hit me somewhere. So the Dalai Lama once quoted that people follow their own path to fulfillment. Just because they are not on your path does not mean they are lost. And my friend was not lost. She very well knew what to do, but she was just speaking her heart out. But I kept giving her an advice. I knew what this quote was about, but I just went on. So a few months later, my mother gave me an advice and I bluntly refused it and we had an argument. She said, Nidhi, when you give an advice to somebody, you want them to follow it. Now when you are being given an advice, why can't you follow it? Oops. She showed me the mirror. That was bullseye for me. And that made me introspect where I was going wrong. So, I'm that kind of person who would listen to everybody but do what she would believe in and whatever she wanted to do. And I definitely don't like those kind of people who give unnecessary advices. But I myself became that person. I was giving, advice, shooting advices left, right, center. And I realized in that process, I also lost or strained a few valuable relationships. That hit me really hard. So that day and this day, I consciously made that effort to not give any advice to anybody. Unless and until somebody comes to me for a professional or a personal advice, I do not give anything to anybody. And I really feel I've become a better person, a good human being, a good listener, a good teacher, a good parent, a good friend, I hope a good daughter also somewhere. And I've stopped judging people. I don't listen to them as if I have to judge them. No, why do I need to? That's their life journey. Of course, in every relationship, we want to be valued. We want to have our own personal power and control in that relationship. But don't we all live our own life journeys? Don't we all have our own experiences that we need to learn from? We cannot make the other person move according to us, right? So I have clearly learned how to follow that saying, live and let live. And I am so much at peace, guys, I tell you. I am so much at peace. Believe me, it's a blessing. Thank God I learned it. So the bottom line is, what kind of person are you? And I'd love to know from you, what kind of a person are you? Do you give a lot of advices? Do you take a lot of advices from people? Do you invest yourself too much in this process the way I was doing? What is it for you? What is your experience? What are your learnings? I would love to hear from you. And if I made any meaning in this whole conversation, I'd love to know from you. I'd want you to like, share and comment, in the comment box, your experience. You can even mail to me and the email ID will be at the end of this whole video. I'd love to hear from you and I'd like to compile it all together and share with you. So that you know you're not alone, guys. We all are in it together. Like I said, this is not my personal space. This is a space that belongs to you and to me. So if I did put across any meaning in whatever I said, please do like, share, comment and subscribe to my channel. Stay connected with me and I'd love to hear from you. And until we meet again, stay strong, stay safe and stay powerful. Bye-bye. Take good care of yourself.